What's up? What's up? What's up out there? How's everyone doing this evening? Double D, what's going on, buddy? How are you doing, man? Good to see you. What's going on, folks? How are you guys doing, man? Hope you've been having a wonderful week to this point. Let's give the folks a couple of minutes to get into their seats. Double D, man, I've got the usual Miller Lite, and I actually poured a little hit of cognac tonight. I've got a little corner of rum, and I haven't ran out to replace that just yet. Big D's, Delaware Barbecues in the house. What's happening, brother? Charlie Cruz, my man. Good to see you. Mo's in the house. What's happening, Mo? Mr. First Place Ribs. Buzz, what's happening, Buzz? Just finished watching your steak video a couple of half hour ago, give or take. Surf and turf, baby. Can't go wrong. Oh, Double D is in the campground, man. What kind of temperatures you holding out there? I hope you're under the trees. Trumpet, I'm not sure how I missed that, man. I guess I forgot to check PM and it just defaults to AM. But I know you realized quickly that I was still in the fart sack at 8 a.m. No rush getting out of bed. Mr. Bean, what's going on, man? How are you doing this evening? Charles Blackwell, Cincinnati is in the house. Charles, I think Mama mentioned it a couple of lives ago. She's from Hamilton, Ohio. We both went to school in Xenia, Ohio. So y'all homies. Tony V, what's happening, brother? How are you doing, man? Good to see you this evening. Thanks for stopping in. We give them another minute or so, folks. We'll give them another minute or so. Yeah, Buzz, it's that time of the year, man. Football is here. Football is here. And I haven't been paying attention. I've got my fantasy draft at the end of the month. So I've got to get up to speed in the next couple of weeks or so. Not a problem, bud. It's all good, baby. Luis is in the house. Luis is in the house. What's happening, man? How are you doing? Good to see you. Yes, sir. Don't forget to hit it, man. Another 30 seconds, folks, and then we'll bring this awesome young man on. We will bring this awesome young man on. Thank you very much, Mama. I'm telling you, Bean, man, it's amazing how my internet struggles on Wednesdays. There's another group that I try to go live with on Wednesdays sometimes, and man, every time we struggle. So from here on out, if I have to do something on Wednesday, it's going to be done on my phone instead of my laptop. All right, folks, we're at that point. So today our special guest is Wade Carpenter, man. I met Wade some 11, give or take. No, where are we? 23? Yeah, probably 11, 12 years ago. and he's been an awesome friend ever since. Wade Carpenter out of Uvalde is the head promoter for the Uvalde, the Briscoe Ranch uh, cook off. You just saw this event a couple of Mondays ago on the Food Network. So, without further ado, folks, welcome Mr. Carpenter to the chat.
Thank you.
What's
Thank you.
happening, Wade? Good to see you. So thrilled to have you this evening.
Thank you. I think this is probably, well, actually, it's our second podcast I've ever done. We did one after we were successful in one of the cook-offs in Pleasanton and got grand champion. And Luis and I were a part of
Oh,
that
that was
podcast after
yeah.
that.
Don't
And
don't remind me of that event. That was a massive win, man. Yeah,
hey,
that was a massive win.
I give the
Yeah,
credit to you, a lot of the credit to you
yeah.
for us doing well on that one. So,
Yeah, whatever. Hey, so real quick, folks. Wade, there's some folks out there that have never heard of you or never met you. Introduce yourself, man, and give a little audience a little bit about you and your background.
well, I'm a native Uvaldian, born and raised here. Grandparents lived here. Parents live here now. Uh, and so I'm a true Uvaldian here, and started off my young career in radio background for probably from about the age of 15 until in my probably mid 30s. Yes, great brother there, Luis, and. Anyway, so did that for many years and
Yeah.
started in about 2006 uh, at the Southwest Texas Junior College. And when we started there, my title is Community Relations Specialist there at Southwest Texas Junior College. And this event kind of evolved from another event, the Briscoe Ranch Cook-Off, but we'll get to that one in a minute. But I'm born and raised here in Uvalde and became involved in just doing promotional things throughout the radio broadcasting and that sort of thing involved in the community, and did everything from involved with the booster club and bringing Spurs players to be a part of our kickoff events of the football seasons and that sort of thing. And so that's how I kind of got involved in events, and then through volunteerism, and then got involved in another event that is actually coming up Labor Day weekend when I was back at the radio station and called Palomino Fest, which is a local festival that has also grown over the years that involves a local Tejano Grammy award-winning group called Los Palominos. And they actually started the festival back 20-something years ago, 27 years ago. And then this event, the cook-off started within that event and it grew into its own event. So that's kind of where that started in my background.
Yeah. Well, Wade, when was the first year of the Briscoe Ranch December event as we know it?
I thought I wrote it down, but it was 16 years ago, 2007, I believe. Does that sound right? 2007? I believe so.
Man, that
And
was before
then,
I started. That's before we started competing.
well, that's right. Before I started competing,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah,
um,
yeah.
the way the cook off started was we received or the Chamber of Commerce, Wendy Spear director at that time, received a phone call from a man by the name of John Raven, who he was self-proclaimed whatever doctor of barbecue philosophy, he called himself, and he was involved in the Taylor International Cook-Off, that sort of thing. And he contacted our Uvalde area Chamber of Commerce and said he was looking for the first barbecue cook-off in America, a sanctioned event, first cook-off in America. And he said, I'm not finding anyone else to claim this. As far as my research goes, Uvalde, Texas was the home of the first barbecue cook-off. And that was, of course, our
Wow.
former Texas governor, Dolph Briscoe, was had just claimed the victory of win governor that year, and there was a festival then called the Arama Days, and it was a part of that festival that the cook-off happened. And so that's kind of the tie-in to where the Briscoe Ranch cook-off came from. And that when we found this information out, whether it's concrete evidence that we were, it's the only thing that we knew for it to be. So we were going to take off on it. We need to do a cook-off at an event. And so the Palomino Fest we kicked it off at the Palomino Fest, and went to Governor Briscoe. At the time, he passed away in about 2010, but we went to him, myself and Jan Elliott, who is the president of South Texas Cattle Women, went to the governor and said, we'd like to redo this event. And them being part of beef and promoting beef, and Briscoe Ranch promoting beef, they became involved. And so we had it at part of Palomino Fest. We had about 8 teams that first year. We kind of had it in the back of the show barn, and of course Arnie was there, as Luis says, cooking on an HEB barrel. Our other fellow Uvalde artist,
that's what Luis said.
And so it was nice to have him, but he was there from the get-go, and tent set up in the back of there. It rained and everything that year, and it was in the mud, and he was in a tent and cooking on the HEB barrel. And I can't remember if he wanted it or not, but he was there. And so it just kind of grew. And basically it was not a non-sanctioned event to start with, because we didn't know anything about cook-offs. And, all we heard at that time in my research was that you've got to be the meat police. And you got to, got inspections and everything like that. And we didn't want to go through all the, we weren't going to be the meat police. Just come in here, have fun, cook. We had about 8 teams. I think we had one team that came from Houston, and they were there more to see one of the entertainers that were performing on stage that weekend, but they came to cook as well. And then we did that for a few years. And then we moved to the Fairplex went under construction to rebuild what it is today. And so we had to move to our Memorial Park downtown for a few years. And so that was the first year we actually sanctioned it. And Don Mason was our head judge. At that time, we sanctioned it, and then it grew to about 14 teams, I think, maybe 18. We did that for a couple of years, and then we went back to the Fairplex, and I think we had 34 teams a few years later. And then the next year, that we were still at that point had really no money to really push out there and promote. So it was basically 100% payout just to get some cooks there. And Arnie was there pretty much every year. I think he won it one year. And of course, other friends as well that came that we knew that were involved in cook-offs. And so my research and things, okay, how am I going to get to cook-offs? I got to get these cooks out here. And so talked to another friends that were involved in cook-offs, and they said, well, you got to have a guaranteed payout somehow. And so next year we just bit the bullet. We separated it obviously from the festival, made it its own event, and did a guaranteed $15,000 payout that next year. And that's the year I actually started doing the promoting each team as they register. I learned that from former Chamber of Commerce involvement, that every time that a new member would come out, they'd send out a letter saying, oh, here's your new membership, highlighting a member, business member. And so I thought, well, why can't we do that on social media? And so that's why I created the whole look who just registered thing on social media, and it just kind of blew up after that. And then
I'm telling you, Wade, like you said, that blew up. That is a hit. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're out there and man, you're thinking about cooking one event this year, and you want to cook an event that's going to really, really show you what an event should be, this should be it. I'm here to tell you that Mom and I, we're doing one event this year, and it is this one. It is this one.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
And we would not miss that. We started cooking this in 2012. We haven't missed a single year to date. And if we only do one a year, it's going to be this one. If we only do one a year, it's going to be this one. I'm here to tell you again, folks. If you're out there thinking about it, man, sign up for this one. Wade is going to take care of you. There's nobody out there that's going to tell you anything different. If you're looking for individual, if you're looking for some to be treated like an individual team as opposed to a group of teams, this is the one. Water, power, you name it. You're not going to be in a mud hole anywhere. I mean, you get served dinner on Fridays, and I think Wade, you've just kept building. Each year, you're building to get you to where you are currently.
Well, yeah, that's when I kind of started. That's what really kind of got us really exploded is when we started cooking ourselves. And Luis, you'll have to tell me when the first year was. We did we said we're going to enter a cook-off, and I bought a green egg, and we went out and loaded. We had 3 barbecue pits and tents and everything. We went up and cooked in Concan at Neil's. That was our first cook-off, and we didn't know really what we were doing, and I came up with still don't some ways. We got a 6th place brisket. I don't know how. The fire went out in the middle of the night. I really think they confused our brisket with someone else's. But I still have it on the wall. I have a red one just like you do, right behind you, Coach.
Yeah.
The 6th place brisket, and we were hooked after that. And so we went from cook-off to cook-off and went to Bandera and everything. And we had been to Shiner and started kind of going on and we decided we were going to Luis got an RV. And so we started going on the cook-off trail just like you would do. And so it was a lot of fun, met a lot of people, but we would go around. I would go around. Yeah, we don't use green mesquite anymore, by the way. I'll let Clarence tell that story. But we would start going to cook-offs, and I'd start handing out flyers and just do the groundwork and just say, here, turned over. I listed the amount of payout we're doing, 1st through 10th place, and just said, here, we'd love to have you at our cook-off, and started aiming towards the best cook-off teams around. And I would just start adding people on Facebook and say, hey, you just won this one. Congratulations. As we get closer to cook-off time, we make sure everybody knows when the cook-off is by making sure that they are every cook-off is recognized in the state. And we're saying, hey, congratulations to everyone cooking, and whether it's in Shiner, it's in Del Rio, it's in Honda, or wherever it is this weekend, and just the best of luck, just to get our name out there and branding. And so just kind of doing common sense little things that would help promote our event. And we, certainly our facility doesn't hurt anything. We have a fantastic facility and felt we need to show it off.
Absolutely. Yes. And I'm here to tell you, folks, if there's anybody out there that's thinking about creating an event, promoting an event, Wade is a good mind to pick, man, because the way he has come up with these ideas to really make cooks feel good about themselves, about their team. Like I said, that you are an individual. You're not just an entry fee. You get that kind of treatment. So if you're looking at what's going to create a draw for an event that you're going to promote, pick Wade's brain. Get some ideas. If you're a promoter out there and you need to level up your game, Wade is the man to help you do that. Back in the days, I would often refer people, to Steve Graham's. People that were looking to promote an event, Steve Graham's was a great resource. Wade, you're at that point now where, man, I would put you right up there considering what you've done with Briscoe Ranch. I absolutely would. Let me go through some comments. I don't want to fall too far behind. CJ says, make sure he's back next to this dude. I hope he's not talking about me because Last year was not. I don't want to be anywhere near him this year. All right. Make sure you're writing that down, Wade. uh, Zach, Zach, you're absolutely correct, man. Amazing facilities, great spot sizes, hookups, all the good stuff. Enjoyed it thoroughly. Let's see, my man Thyron is in the house. What's happening? So, Luis, uh, Wade, let's hear about this green mesquite, folks. I'm going to tell you, uh, the first time that I really sat down and got to know Wade and his cooking partner, Luis. Luis isn't on the show just yet. Luis. I'm going to send you the link. All right, and you can hop in if you're free. But Wade, tell us a little bit about that green mesquite.
Well, after a few years of or a couple of years of saying that we're just not winning anything. We won that sixth place brisket in Concan. Then after we got the hook, and then we really do much. And it's like, why are we getting up at 1 o'clock in the morning and 2 o'clock in the morning and cooking all night and doing all this? And it's like, all these other guys are winning. We've got to take a class or something. And CJ was Clarence was offering his class. It was a public class, I guess you'd say, under the pavilion over there in the east part of San Antonio.
Yes.
And it was take your own pit. And so it was myself and Luis and another buddy of ours that went. And then, of course, in that class with us happened to be Tom Fuentes. And so Tom and I already kind of got, I already had, been friends, known each other a little bit, and, still are very good friends. But we were in that class together. There are probably other people, but of course, you're never going to forget Tom and Brenda. So I was over there talking to, you teach us how to light our fires in the pit and get that going. And it was one of our first pits that we purchased and took it over there, and I got the fire going, thought I got the fire going, over there talking to CJ, and all of a sudden this mounds of smoke are coming out of the pit. And I'll let you take it from there.
Yeah. So our first couple of years of the class, folks, we did the class only on your pits. I did not cook directly. And we would allow 7 or 8 pits max. You bring your own pit, and then the rest of the class would be there for the lecture. They would follow me from pit to pit as I instructed those who were cooking. So as I moved around and I saw the orange smoke coming from Wade and Luis's pit, I hustled over there to find out what in the heck was going on. And if I remember correctly, I opened the firebox, and woe and behold, man, it was like my allergies started acting up. I'm tearing up. The smoke is gagging me, kind of like mustard gas. Long story short, I don't believe these gentlemen even had a fire grate on the bottom of their firebox. And if I remember correctly, man, I searched around the other pits, found something. We jerry rigged it. We pulled out that green mesquite he had in there. We scrounged up some other wood, and inside of 10-15 minutes, man, we had a nice, clean burning fire going. I showed them how they would place their mini logs on the fire because they were laying them side by side. So these guys were pretty new to the game and had a lot to learn, man. And again, I'm going to toot my own horn. Wade, the first cook-off after that class, I think you went out. Or was it the first cook-off?
It was the first cook-off after the class.
How did you and Luis do after that class?
We went to, I should have Luis tell this story, but we went to Shiner the next cook-off we went to and got first place ribs. And we thought, That
Yeah.
paid for the
Oh, there
class.
you go. Yeah.
I think we won like
Yeah.
$1,300
Yeah.
or something like that, and it paid for the class. And so it was. And I
So,
tried.
man, that is awesome.
Yeah, we scrounged up some money to get. I think I made a partial payment to you at the Bear County cook off and handed you some cash. Here's we can pay for a little bit and here and try to get you to give me some
Yeah. Yeah.
ideas of what are you going to teach us and that sort of thing. All I remember is
Yeah.
you said we
Uh,
on my brisket I trim aggressively. That's why I remember you saying that. And
yeah.
so in that
Yeah.
meeting. So and
Yeah.
you do. And we do too now.
Yes. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And as long as we're talking about your cook-offs, uh, folks, I'm telling you, since that class, and I'm not going to say because of that class, because the more you cook, man, the better you get. You're going to pick up tips and tricks from other people. But as you guys progressed, Wade, you had some huge calls. You guys had some huge wins. Tell us a little bit about your cook-off resume to this point.
And by the way, Luis tells me that we won reserve at Shiner that year. And so, in addition to the first
Oh,
place
sweet.
ribs.
Hey, Louise, check. Yeah. Uh, Louise, check your messenger. I just sent you the link.
So we went to.
Yeah. So tell us a little bit about, man.
We've gone. Probably our most memorable event that we went to was the Turn and Burn in Pleasanton. And we were there with 200 cooks. We weren't going to cook it because it was a $300 entry fee. But the week before that, we got grand champion and con-can at the Frio Country cook-off. And they only paid like top 3 at that time. But we won $1,000 and said, okay, I guess we're going to Turn and Burn next weekend. And so we were able to get entered real quick. And so we entered that. We got over there. It was just Luis and I that went that weekend and took the RV and once again parked next to Tom Fuentes. How we got together right there again. I guess he was our good luck charm. But I remember posting saying, I don't know what we're doing here with all these people, but we're here. And I knew I needed to get a prime brisket, and I had pulled one out of the freezer that I had bought at Walmart in December, and pulled it out. And Luis now can tell us the stories, finish the story. But we bought it at Walmart, got to the cook-off, thawed it out, trimmed it. I don't know how we trimmed it. It wasn't like we do today, but and we really thought, I think we thought ribs was going to be our best bet. And so went through chicken, not a call. Went through ribs, not a call. Luis is sitting, and it's actually the first, I started doing the streaming the awards live that night. That was the first time I'd ever streamed the awards. Now everybody's streaming awards. But I'll stream it. And then they got down to the last ticket, and they called our number, and he said, that's us. And we didn't know what to do. I'm holding my phone streaming live. I didn't know what to do with the phone. Well, I give it to Tom. Fuentes. Well, if you know Tom, by the end of a cook-off, he's not in the best shape. And so he
Oh yeah.
he took the
Louis,
phone, was walking around and then taking a picture of himself, everything. So, but that was a memorable event. First place brisket and grand champion of one of the biggest cook-offs we'd ever been to.
And
at that time, the scoring is that there was really no other team that got a repeat call, and so, or they may have got a repeat call, but not a higher call than 10 points at that time. So, the brisket took the highest level, we got first place brisket. You were there. I'm pretty sure you were there. And so we got that. We didn't know what to think. We got up there.
That's the one I didn't miss.
But I remember the first person that came up to give us a hug was Ernest Cervantes, and that meant a lot. another Uvaldian, proud. He was there
Yeah.
cooking too, just trying to beat us. And we just thought we have no business trying to be against these people. We're just here to have fun and try to involve ourselves and have fun. And we were just in awe and shock, really exhausted too. You
Yeah.
tell your side of the story, Luis.
Yes. Hey, Louis, you muted. You muted.
Yes,
Louis,
sir.
you put yourself on mute. There you go.
Okay.
What's happening,
Uh,
brother? How you doing, man?
Good, Clarence. How you doing, brother? Nice to see you.
All right. Awesome to see you, man. Awesome to see you. And for those of you out there that don't know what Turn and Burn was, it was one of the largest cook-offs of the year. And year in and year out, they would set records for overall payouts. I'm talking overall payouts reaching $65,000. Folks, I said 65K. Over and over and over, they would break records. We won Turn and Burn one year, Mom and I. And you don't want to know the kind of money we walked out of there with. So it was definitely one of the most prestigious events. If you were able to get a call, it rivals San Antonio Rodeo, it rivals Houston Livestock, and to be able to win it, man, really, really speaks volumes. And you guys were able to do that. Real quick, Luis. Luis and Wade are teammates. Tell the crowd a little bit about yourself, Luis.
Hello, my name is Luis Fernandez, and yeah, I've been cooking with Wade since 2014 when he bought his green egg, and we butchered a couple of steaks. And from then on, he's like, "Hey, let's cook off down the road." And I said, "Sure, let's do it." And from then on, we've been cooking nonstop. I'm from Uvalde, and of course, the other benefit was my son Dominic was able to join us on the cook-offs, and he had a good run in the kids' queues as well. So it was always a blast with him, and always made Tom laugh, and he had laughter with all of us, either tripping or falling or doing something. But it was great. I work for the Juror College as well. I've been working there almost 20 years, and also involved with this local school district, and pretty much involved with a little bit of everything. I like to keep myself busy, and also currently one of the board of directors of the CBA, the Champions Barbecue Alliance, as well. So, been involved quite a bit, and have definitely enjoyed the time in barbecue.
Yes, sir. And folks, it's amazing, man, when you watch a little boy grow up on the competition circuit. Over the years, I remember when we first met Luis's son. I don't know, was he 5, 6, 7, maybe? And the last time we saw him, he had sprouted a mustache. I had to double check to see what was going on. You watch them, and we've had several friends like that where we actually watch their kids grow up. Scott Stanish, and a few others that we've watched grow up on the circuit. Awesome. And yes, he was an awesome cook, man. He always did well in kids' queue. So both of you guys are on the is it the school board?
I am. Just me.
Oh, you're on the school board.
Yes, sir.
Wade, what do you do outside of promoting?
Nothing. No. No. Just sit here at the house, wait for something to happen. No, outside
right,
of
so you're kind of like me, man. We just sit around and I make videos. Yeah.
Now, I have my own business as well. I'm a photographer for all of the youth sports here in Uvalde. Been doing that for over 20 years, and so 25 years probably. So I'm when it comes around youth soccer time, youth basketball, youth baseball, youth everything, I pretty much do all the youth sports photography, your photo buttons, your team pictures, and all that stuff. And so that's what I do as a side business to the college, and then doing the events as well. So
Okay.
I'm not currently on any board.
Awesome.
Have
Josh
served
is asking
previously. I've served previously on
Go ahead.
Uvalde Athletic Booster Club. I've been on the Chamber of Commerce board. Luis has also served as president of the Chamber of Commerce in years past. I've been on the Convention Visitors Bureau board of directors, and then on a statewide basis, I'm a former board member of the Texas Festival and Events Association. So that's kind of what my areas have been.
Sweet. You're a public servant, man. Josh is asking, when is this event?
December 8th and 9th. December 8th and 9th.
And it's usually is it the first weekend or
the second weekend? It's always a weekend
every year.
Second weekend, always the weekend after Chupacabra.
All right. So Josh, man, it would be awesome for you to come and hang out along with anybody else out there. This, if you're going to do one cook-off this year, this would be it. You're going to have a large time. You're going to have a fun time. And the last couple of years, we've had beautiful weather. Prior to that, we used to always have cold and wet every year, and that did not take away one bit from the event. But the last couple of years been pretty nice, been pretty shorts weather for the most part. So I just saw some news that says this year we're looking at a much colder Texas this winter. So we're going to see what December looks like. But we're going to be there regardless. We're going to be there regardless. Let me get through this chat a little more. Yes, Charlie, man, that transfer of information. I've said it a lot. I've said it often. I'm always looking to learn something, man. If you stop learning, you start dying. So I'm always looking to learn, reinvent myself, and try to level up.
Clarence, also one of the first things.
What's happening, Tom? Good to see you this evening, man. Thank you for stopping.
One of the first things that we did is, just to really conserve time on my part, is we pretty much from probably the third year, we did online registration, and we're one of the first ones that started doing it, and it really, it's that. Impulse. You're like you're going through the convenience store, you're going through HEB, and you're seeing something that says, I need that candy bar. Well, every time we would share one team registered, almost immediately we had another team register because it's impulse. I'm going to go and register right now. It's done. I'm paid. I'm good to go. Yeah. And so they're sitting around the campfire. Hey, we're going to do. Yeah, let's just do it. I'm going to register right now. And so that really helped getting registration up. I mean, I'm telling you that the night of the Food Network show, Barbecue USA, at 10 o'clock on the dot, as soon as that show ended, I had a first registration. And it's been nonstop since, one or two every day.
That is awesome. Yeah, that is awesome.
And a lot of new teams.
Yeah, that is awesome. Now. Yeah. And I can totally understand that and kind of expected that, man, that everybody got a great visual of what this event is about. I know the Food Network is not going to be there every year, but folks, I'm here to tell you that's what it's like every year at this event. That's what it's like every year at this event. You're going to see those same awesome cooks, man, friendly cooks, the camaraderie. Come on down. We'll find a spot for you. A large spot, water, electricity, you name it, they've got it. Flushing toilets. If you prefer porta potties, we got porta potties for you as well. We'll give you what you want. Now, tell us, Wade, the story of how you happened to hook up with the Food Network.
Well, about late August, it was right in the middle of our festival weekend, the Labor Day weekend, that I got an email from the producers of the Barbecue USA, and she said, I would like to sit down and talk. And it was like the weekly. I'm like, I'm in the middle of running a festival right this second. I got 20,000 people coming. I don't need to be rude to you, but I can't talk this weekend. Can it wait till next week? And so I said, sure. Well, then she was going on vacation the next week and that sort of thing. And we got connected, and she said, well, it's not a for sure deal, but we've been told about your cook-off and would be a good place to come visit and to be a part of it. She said, but it all depends on, they would never say that they're coming. Because I think they're eyeing it at that point, but I've got to check the schedule of Michael Simon and see if he's able to make it and do that sort of thing. So we got to where we were okay. We're coming. I've already started. This is and I didn't really know that they were really for sure coming till the second week of September, October, maybe late September. I'd already opened registration, and then they said, "Well, we want to add a category." And so I said, well, we're already doing steak on Friday night. Well, we want to do something different. And I was like, well, I've already opened the category. I've already started registration. And so anyway, we talked about something that would be unique to the area. And that's when they came up with, well, how about we do fajitas? And so we quickly added fajitas. Your favorite category there, Clarence, that I know that you love doing so much. But
thank
you did
God
well.
for fajitas
you did well
this year.
But
thank God for
nice
fajitas.
And so running the cook-off and then trying to attend, I think
awesome,
30.
Man, that was pretty cool.
30 people that they brought in to work with them. And so Luis and Juan and our chamber director helped me kind of attend to them because I had what I had to do on this end. But at the same time, somebody had to pay attention to them. I wanted to give them the same courtesy and hospitality that I would to any other cook. And so we made sure that they were taken care of as well. And so it was a fun event. I didn't get to see much of them. Every once in a while I'd run over there, but I never saw any of the taping except for maybe some of the demos that Michael was doing of some of the food. But I never saw any of the thing. I saw more on TV the other night than I saw when I was there at the cook-off itself. I was not there at 5 o'clock on Saturday morning like they were. Luis was, but I wasn't.
They're pretty awesome to work with. Chef Michael Simon was awesome. He really embraced Dominic as well. And that was Dominic's highlight, was getting the high five when he got that 4th place steak. And he's like, hey, Michael Simon gave me a high five.
Sweet.
So I didn't hit anything, but that made my highlight as well. My highlight.
Well, I've got to give a lot of credit to probably.
Sweet. Now, Luis. Now, folks, Luis, Wade does not cook his event. So at the cook-off, Wade is promoting. He does not cook. Luis cooks by himself. Now, leading up to the event, Luis, do you do any work in promoting and running, getting things organized?
No, Wade puts me to work on Fridays. I'm the because the last time he put me to work early, we decided to go mark all the spots, him and I, on a Wednesday night. Bending over was sore as can be, and then Thursday we get a snowstorm, and then so I haven't helped Wade anymore since that. Like, fine, you my numbers out, no more help. But no, on Friday mornings, you'll see me on Friday mornings. We're there at the welcoming tent as teams roll in, which I think is something that the teams really appreciate. They drive up, they see some of us here, and I've been blessed to learn to know a lot of the teams that go. So meeting them by first name, saying, "Hey, Clarence, nice to see you. Hey, CJ, you're here. Tom," that goes a long way for them. And then be able to tell them, hey, you know where your spot's at? I think so. You know what? Follow me. Follow the golf cart, and we'll take you where you're at. I think that's really another top-notch thing that we do. And that's usually my duty on Friday. And then around 1 o'clock, I'm like, okay, wait, I got to break off because I got to get in the zone for ribeye and things I got to do for cook-off. But that's really top-notch. And a lot of the cooks, you can tell real quick, puts a smile on their face that we greet them there. And it's always like they say, you know what, first impressions make a good thing, right? If you're greeted well and start off well, you feel the rest is going to go well. But if you're not greeted well and things start off bad, you just feel the rest is going to be the same way.
Absolutely.
Clarence, one of the things
Yeah,
that I want to give
absolutely.
Tom
Tom says to tell us about the pepper on the rib.
That's a Luis story. I don't know about that one.
I vaguely remember that one, but I think
What's the story? What's the story with the pepper?
I think you said light pepper or something, and we put like it was a fully peppered rib. If I remember correctly, we went a little too heavy on the pepper.
Oh! At the class, yes, I remember that. Yeah.
At the class. Okay.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah. Not Bean. I'm thankful that you weren't in that class. Yeah. You were in a class with Andre, and that was just dumbassery in this one. Let's see what else we got in the
Speaking of
chat,
Andre,
man.
he's coming back to the cook-off this year. He's already registered.
Yes, I kind of talked him into it.
Well, good.
Yeah, I kind of talked him into it. I'm actually trying to relive the old days, man. I'm trying to get everybody back from the old crew out there, to include Darwin, Brian Kempker. I'm trying to get everybody back. I've still got some more arm twisting to do. So I'm looking for every person I get. I'm looking for a couple of dollars from you guys, all right, because I'm working hard behind the scenes.
We appreciate that. You know, our first cook-off.
I miss my crew, man. I miss my crew. I would love to see them all at once.
The first cook-off there in Neil's that Luis and I participated in.
Go ahead.
The first cook-off we participated in there in 2014, that we got 6th place brisket. I was so happy that I beat Darwin. I thought that was just the highlight, that I was able to get somebody's Giant Barbecue. We were able to place higher than Giant Barbecue and brisket. And so he was kind of like an idol of mine, and became a good friend over the years. He gave me some great advice as we were beginning to start our cook-off here, and saying, hey, you got to have a guaranteed payout. And I trusted him on that, and took the leap, and we did it. And we went from 34 teams one year to 115 the next year. And so we were excited about that. But I want to give credit also, going back to the Barbecue USA, two people that really helped encourage the people at Food Network to at least give us a try at the Briscoe Ranch Cook-Off, were Bill Purvis and Fred Robles. I know they had a lot to do with talking to, had been connected with Michael Simon, and talking to him and just reassuring him that this would be worth the trip to come down to Southwest Texas. And so appreciate, Brother Fred and Bill, and they've done a lot for not only me, but for the barbecue community as well.
Nah, good people, man. That's what the barbecue community is all about. And I believe Charlie said that that it just brings out the best in all of us, man. It brings out the best in all of us. Charles, let's see. Thank you very much, man. All right, that was Charlie. Then we've got a Charles. Let's see. All right, I'm going through this chat real quick, folks. Trying to get back caught up. Charles says that rib that we cooked the other day was awesome. Thank you very much, man. I am telling you, Charles, I have not sat down and eaten more than a bone or two from a rack of rib in years. And I actually ate more than that from this rack of rib. That is a recipe that I would be doing again and again and again. And I want to say that recipe is going to transfer over to even beef ribs, man. To even beef ribs, minus the pineapple habanero. But good stuff. Yeah, definitely good stuff. Let's see. So are you guys cooking any this summer?
Not really. It's really hot, too hot, too hot for me anyway.
Probably September. We'll start up next September. There's a cook-off in Hondo, not too far from us, and then Concan, of course. That's one that we tend to do
Okay.
pretty much. And then hopefully November, maybe if it waits up to it, we'll go down to Traders Village. We haven't been out there in a
Oh,
while.
I like Traders Village actually.
Yeah, nice place. Wade likes the concrete. There's not too much dust, too much things like that. It's great. And then of course close out the year with the Briscoe.
By the way, I want to give a
Yes.
real
Josh
quick
is
shout.
asking.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, I was going to give a quick shout.
Josh is asking, how long do I have to convince my team to show before the spots are completely filled?
Got about a week, buddy. No, you're good. We'll be good. But I will say that
you'll take walk-ins, right?
Unfortunately, I've not had to do that in the last probably 6 or 7 years. Yeah. Just because they know if they're coming or not, because they want to, priority when we've added more RV spots for people. And so if they say, and that's one of the things that we ask on our registration form is, what are you bringing? Are you bringing a 40-foot RV? That way we kind of know where to place you. That way, the week before or a few days before the cook-off, I have everybody placed in their spot. They look forward to seeing that list of teams that are all showing up. And seeing where they're going to be and who they're going to be next to. If they want to be next to somebody, we have them request that, and we try to do our best if that person isn't even too late in the game. But if you want to be next to somebody, we can certainly try to do it for you. If they're already registered, certainly. But some people want to be next to somebody that hadn't registered yet, so it's kind of hard to do that. But we'll give a shout out to Tracy Douthit from Del Rio, Howl at the Moon. He registered this afternoon, and just a few minutes ago, I got a registration from Alberto Valadez Jr. From Converse, who will be coming. So he's been there before, and so it will be.
All right.
So, but we really have a lot more teams register a lot sooner than last year. So I hope that means that we're going to get a good crew. I'm going to have to cut it at 200. I don't think I can take more than 200 teams. It's in the judging room. I'd love to have 500 teams. It's getting the judges.
Yeah.
And so that's the reason.
Yeah. Josh, I hope you show up, man. It'll be great to finally put a face to the name, man. It'd be good to hang out for a little bit. Make it happen. Talk to that team of yours. They're going to enjoy it. They're going to enjoy it. Lady Angela is in the house. How are you doing, Angela? Good. Sleeper, my man. Make sure you watch our next video, Sleeper. I gave you a little shout out. You want to talk about my shears. It's going to be a great event, man. It's going to be a great event. This year, what's Friday's dinner? Do you already have that planned?
We tried switching up a couple of times, but we keep coming back to people love enchiladas, rice and beans. It's a South Texas favorite. And they sure, the first year that we had it out there, I thought, oh, well, it's a barbecue. Let's have brisket for them. Well, I didn't know any better because I wasn't a cook at the time. And so I realized real quickly that we don't want
nobody
brisket.
wants brisket.
So I learned that.
Yeah.
So if you're a promoter and you don't know any better, don't serve brisket to your cooks. And if you want to register, Josh, just so you'll know, the registration site is www.uvaldebbq.com. It's uvaldebbq.com. Just go in and register. If you just want to be a tasting judge, you can register to be a tasting judge on that site as well.
And folks, even if you're not cooking, like Wade said, man, it'd be nice to have you come down. I'm here to tell you, I just recently found out about some of the other stuff to see and do in Uvalde. You guys have a military type shooting range where you can drive tanks and you can what's the name of that place? I can't even remember. But I watched a video of it that I was like, man, how come I never heard of that? These guys are firing 50 cals and flamethrowers, and they're driving tanks and whatnot. And I'm like, well, how come I have never heard of that before? What's the name of that place?
It's the Ox Ranch. I haven't been out there myself, but have heard a lot of neat things about it. It's out just northwest of town, a few miles. I haven't been there myself, but know lots of people talking about it. But it's called the Ox Ranch.
The Ox, there you go, the Ox Ranch. And folks, this is a family affair. It's safe for the kids, man. Even the kids get to fire these weapons. Of course, they've got full supervision, but they get to fire these machine guns and everything else. Now, I don't know how they charge you by the round or whatnot, but
I don't imagine it's very
man,
cheap.
it'd be awesome for a kid. The ride in a tank, a functional World War II tank. They've also got some German tanks. But I found that video, and I usually would not watch a video that's 35 minutes long, but man, I was caught up in this video. So there's lots to do in that Uvalde area. So bring the family down, man. You can come judge if you're not cooking, but you can definitely do a lot of sightseeing. Come on. Again, I'm working hard, Wade. I expect to see a couple of dollars. Yeah.
The oldest operating opera house in the state of Texas is right here in downtown Uvalde. You are the four, when we say crossroads of America, meaning Highway 90 and Highway 83 intersect, two of the longest highways in the United States intersect right in the center of Uvalde with the courthouse and city hall. So it's really neat right there at the town square, the opera house, that sort of thing. There's been plays that go on that weekend as well. So
sweet, man. Charlie Cruz says that you've created a business model catered to the cooks, and that is very smart. Yes,
as Luisa said many times, we really did start growing. Luisa said many times we really didn't start growing our cook-off until we actually started getting out there cooking ourselves and started meeting people and saying, hey, come to our cook-off and we'd like to have you. And that's what really made it grow.
Yeah. Tom says, I hope the jackpot this year is not jalapeno poppers. Bean has been practicing twice a week on those. Sleeper has got a Cajun meets Asian soup, wonton type soup. All right, that sounds like an interesting mashup, Sleeper. Yeah, sounds like an interesting mashup. All right, these two idiots are going at it. Tom loves to cook some split chickens. Two morons. So, folks, this is the site for registration. This is the site for registration. Come on down, man. We would love to have you. Yeah. Hey, hey, CJ, you see how hard I'm working, right? You see, you see how hard I'm working. All right, gentlemen, we usually try to cut this thing off, man, right about an hour, man. I appreciate you guys stopping in.
Yes, sir. And I appreciate the invite.
Looking forward to the awesome hospitality you guys always show us in December. Anything, any last minute things for our fans out there?
No, I would just say if you get your group together and get some friends together and get a couple of teams together, we have several teams from Houston that do that, and would love to have you back and make this kind of a reunion type of event, one that you come to. That's not, I don't call it a huge cook-off when you compare it to Houston Rodeo, San Antonio Rodeo. We don't lock you in the gate. You come and go as you please. It's not. We just try to make it a small. It's a large cook-off in the fact of number of teams, but it feels like a small cook-off. Whenever you talk and see all the people,
Yeah.
we're not trying to rule what you do when you're there. Meaning we're not going to lock the gates at midnight and asking you to move your cars and be in a certain place. And we have enough room to work with. Only thing we try to do is to say we just need room for a fire truck to get through the lane. Other than that, have fun and try not to bother people after midnight.
Yes. Josh is asking, the website says chicken. You want enough for 6 judges. Whole chicken, thighs, half chicken. What do you guys want? Just give
Whatever
them a
you
quick
want to turn in,
rundown.
buddy. Whatever you want to turn in. Luis, you can explain that one better.
Yeah, it's anything goes with the chicken. It can be drums, it can be thighs, it can be half a chicken, it can be wings, it can be as long as it's chicken. Enough for 6 judges. And we've done that just to give the liberty. We used to be a strict Texas have chickens for everything, but we with CBA, who sanctions the cook-off, we allow for anything goes in the chicken. So if you want to do thighs, you can do 6 thighs. If you want to do drums, that's fine, but do remember that the judges will be using a fork and a knife to judge your meat. So they're just going to cut off what they can cut off and eat that. So enough for 6 judges.
Yes. Hey, Josh, right now, chicken necks, Josh, is doing really well. Yeah. Chicken necks, man. The judges are loving it. You put 6 or 8 chicken necks in that box, I guarantee you it's gonna hit top 5. Yeah, it's hot right now. Mr. Mr. Bean, I just don't know, man. I just don't know. All right, folks. Hey, we're gonna call it an evening. I want to thank all of you guys and gals out there, man, for your support. Thank you for stopping in. We appreciate it. We're gonna drop a video tomorrow. Nice video, man. I really like this one again. So be on the lookout for that video, 10 o'clock or so. And want you guys to work hard tomorrow, get Friday out of the way, and enjoy your weekend. Y'all have a great evening, man. I'll talk to you later.
Thank y'all.
Later, Clarence. Thank you, bro.
Yes.